so I was going to touch on that right after we talked about the mounds being so big. And I'm like, so in up where we are, the history of the mounds tends to be this, right? And that's why I wanted you guys going on tangents and telling me about, like, I think the mounds and...
Isaac, you're talking a lot.
Did they dig up the mounds?
Oh!
Why are you talking so much? This is Up What You Think. We got Will on this one. Josh just opened a beer. This is Up What You Think. Part 2 of our episode on Aztalan in Wisconsin.
This is a separate take. It's not the same time as the first one.
No, because it's number 2. So this is our first 2-parter. I didn't think we'd ever actually do this. This is pretty quick. We probably lost you listeners a long time ago. We need money because we're drinking hams. We're drinking hams.
Hams is cheap.
We're drinking engine oil, Corbel, Bush
Latte.
I'm going to be honest. I don't want an engine oil Corbel Bush.
And we love Pecatonica beer. I am Tyler Quinn. I am joined by my ever so lotioned up Isaac Sagafis.
I use lotion. I love mounds.
What the?
Well, you're supposed to wait for your turn. We'll just introduce you.
Why did he say that?
The newsboy hat wearing, Will Jackson, special guest host.
Say something now.
I love mounds.
Okay, yeah, same thing.
The
Okay.
candy bar. I'm going in opposite order right now. We got Josh Quinn.
Wait, it's not supposed to be my turn. Jason's supposed to be before me.
Enough. Next.
And had glasses in 2nd grade, Jason Smith.
Actually, it was 4th grade.
This is Up What You Think, Part 2 episode on Aztalan Mounds. You probably lost us in the last episode. I can speak English. We're drinking a lot of beer, but we're going to talk about the Aztalan Mounds. I'm just going to give you a little bit of foresight if you didn't hear the last.
And please tell us where we left off, because a lot of us forgot.
So where we left off, I'll just start with a little brief overview. So the Aztalan Mounds in Wisconsin, people found some evidence that there might be links to the Gulf Coast or the Aztec Empire in Mexico. It's kind of crazy because that's really far away and there's not any real evidence of those folks talking. Jason?
I feel really left out because you left out the fact that they had copper from the Keweenaw there too.
Why does it sound like an Italian?
That wasn't in Isaac's. They're all talking with their hands. You can't see that. This is a podcast. But anyway, Josh, you have one thing too.
Everybody had copper from the Keweenaw. That doesn't mean it's special.
Okay, we didn't care about that.
Actually, it is very special.
Anyway, there's a connection between the Aztalan indigenous folks and the Aztecs. But Isaac has some weird stuff that happened in Aztalan now, too.
Yes, a lot of it mentioned the first time. I don't know what I talked about in the first half because I was not drinking, and now I am. So now I'm clear-headed. Thank you. Yeah, so back to it. Originally, we're talking about the Aztalan. Oh, my Lord. These hams are kicking in. So as the Indians, being related to the Cahokia Indians, were all the Mississippian Indians, right? Came from Mexico all the way up to the Canada.
So
they didn't go into Canada, obviously. Why would they?
So I thought the indigenous folks crossed the land bridge in the Bering Strait and then went south. So you're saying they're coming north now?
Yep. And the scientists have this. If you go,
So the land bridge is supposedly from about 12,000 to about 10,000 BC.
Different Indians.
Recently, there was a discovery in White Sands, New Mexico, of petrified human footprints dating back as far as 50,000 BC. So the land bridge theory right now, although they think it is an event of major migration, they still don't know how the first humans got to North and South America.
Hey, Josh, I have a story that we're going to hear probably next episode about a little time traveler that would like to prove you.
Isaac's story has to deal with 1100 to 1250 AD, Josh.
Hey, Isaac,
a little bit after that. Next question.
What's your favorite color?
Green. Anyway.
Hit us with some facts.
So I talked about the main Cahokia mound, did I not?
The main Cahokia mound located
right
outside
at the
of
end of the last episode, which is part of a 2-part special. New thing we're doing. Don't remember half of it. Don't matter. Being compared to the Great Pyramid of Giza, which was, I thought, weird that the dimensions would be almost exactly the same. It's not as high now, but it's made out of grass and dirt, right? So it didn't fare well to weather. It got eroded very quickly. And they talk about that with the Azzy Mounds. Josh is raising his hand again. I think he's got diabetes.
Yeah, so just a little input on the Cahokia Mound. The Cahokia Mound, they think when it was originally built, was completely devoid of grass, and they actually brought in different colored dirt for each layer of the mound.
Yeah.
So it was basically a giant rainbow hill,
No small feat.
the size of the Great Pyramid of Giza, with a large temple on top, and that's also where the chief would live.
That was the main temple mount. Like I mentioned the first one, right? It's a UNESCO World Heritage. Like they compare that with what.
So we talked about the UNESCO Heritage Site of Cahokia before,
but no one grasped that. Like we have that in our backyard, Ty. A UNESCO.
No,
we have the Great Pyramid of Giza in our backyard.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And that'll be cool. Give me another hand.
He's at home. Come on.
That'll be another episode of What You Think.
No, we're not doing that. We're wrangling in here, baby. I'll take that. Anywho, so yeah, back to it. So it's all these Indians. Sorry, can I say that?
Yes.
Say that. Okay. They're the Mississippians, okay? So Cahokia, the biggest civilization in
the world.
America. In the world at that point, 10 to 20,000 people. And that's a rough guess. They know it was huge, okay? And it's in our backyard. It's 6-hour drive. 6-hour drive?
Yep.
Down by St. Louis, go there. So now we're getting into the reason we're talking about the mounds. There are, things that happen around there as far as ghosts and creepy things, right? But it's all in Aztalan. It's all normal stuff. Not normal, I guess. It's normal as far as paranormal stuff goes. It's a ghost here or there next to the mound because they also have some mounds that they think were for sacrifices, and they'll see some ghosts. None of it's aggressive, or whatever. But Cahokia has known ritual mounds, and they are known to be weird. Okay, once you leave Aztalan, right now, straight line distance as the crow flies is probably 2 miles to the Rock Lake, which in Lake Mills, that's the lake that Lake Mills is built on. So there is underground pyramids. What they think are underground pyramids. They know there's something weird underneath the water that someone built. They look like pyramids.
Underground pyramids on the lake.
Correct.
So they're underground and underwater.
So
Correct.
they
know it's not a myth. They are there.
So they did LiDAR, or what? How'd they find these?
Yeah.
You can see them when you're diving. You can.
So originally, sorry, I'm stepping in on this.
Go ahead, Josh. No, I wanted this. Yeah.
For all of our listeners out there who still wear tinfoil hats, I encourage you to put them on. So the Lake Mills Rock Lake pyramids have been reported as far back as the 1930s from local fishermen, and even older reports of like weird structures when back into the 1800s. But once people were able to better map the lake, they noticed that there was weird, basically geometrical shapes where people would lose lures and things. And nowadays, they've been able to, basically modern fish finders are just as good as LiDAR. They're able to map out these pyramidal structures underwater that are as high as 15 or 20 feet poking up from the lake bed that are basically solid stone. And then there are even further reports of more of these structures found using LiDAR underground in the surrounding area of the lake.
Yes, Josh. I was just showing Tyler how, so I'm going to get into that right now, but I was just showing him how the word Aztalan came about, and that's from, I can't read that. What does that say? Nahutal Azteca, meaning people of Aztalan. And this is from Aztec. So in Rock Lake, there's this cryptid called Rocky. And he's described as a 20-foot long serpent. Okay. And there is sightings from him starting back in 1867.
So it's like a Loch Ness monster, but in Rock Lake. Outside of Lake Mills.
Correct. Next to the pyramids, Ty. You forgot about the pyramids.
So
it's like Quetzalcoatl.
With the pyramids over there.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No wonder your lures are getting snagged.
So I'm just gonna read a couple stories of this Rocky fella.
Okay.
So the first one in 1867, just reading some stuff here. No big deal. No matter. This guy was out on the lake. It's a beautiful lake. If you've ever been there.
It is
it's
actually
awesome.
a really nice lake.
So
Well, what did you think of that lake?
have you been there, Will?
Yeah.
I
What?
like it, yeah.
Oh,
Have you
what'd
been
you
there?
think about
Yeah.
Lake?
Oh, have you seen Rocky?
No.
Yeah, no, he did.
I
I kind
didn't.
of want to dive it now to see the.
No, yeah, he did. No, the
Well,
the
you gotta
pyramids
speak
are
up
still
there, feller.
I want to dive it now to
Dude,
see the pyramid.
I'm gonna love it with you. Whoever wrote this article, which was me, but I didn't write what the fella was saying. Whoever was saying the stuff that was saying it was Isaac and Tyler. So there was this fella in the water, and he was out in his boat fishing, naturally, Wisconsin. All of a sudden, a large serpent broke through the surface, which a long neck. The guy was confused. He didn't have much of a description because he was drinking. But the first thing he yelled was, "Bring me a gun. There's a big thing out there."
So yeah, I'm going to stop you right there. Why in all these Midwest paranormal stories, the first thing
His name was Siebert.
Will even
Tyler,
said
his name was Siebert.
That's all right, but Will said it in his interview too. Why is the first thing people want to do is shoot the weird?
Okay, I'm going to bring this up
very
Whoa.
hard for our Second Amendment rights here in America.
Hey, I'm going to bring up what I
That's how
said
you
in like the
prove
second podcast we did.
Exactly. If it falls, it's real.
Josh's podcast about, I have a knife now. Josh's podcast about,
Why would you give him a
why
knife?
did he give me a
He
knife?
stabbed
the talking
He
knife.
always stabs us whenever he gets anything sharp.
When Josh brought up the werewolf eating something and the guy approached it, I was like, why would you approach that? It's the same thing. Just leave it alone.
Actually, you know what? I agree with Isaac on this one. The natural instinct for those people should have been to shoot the werewolf.
Right.
We're not talking about werewolves. We're talking about Rocky, the nice little critter that lives in Rock Lake.
And the
No,
first
go-
instinct was shoot the weird creature in the lake.
It went away. This was back in whatever I said, 1867. So it was a lull after that. The next sighting wasn't till 1882.
So the guy shot it and nothing happened.
Correct.
Okay.
The shitty shot.
In 1882,
Impervious
Two
to
men.
bullets.
Ed McKenzie, almost like Spud McKenzie,
Sure.
and D.W. Siebert. Well, who names these people? They
They're
raced their rowboats. One of them noticed what appeared to be a large trunk of fallen tree floating across the surface. When they got up to it, it moved, obviously. It's basically like a mini Nessie. All the reports I've seen, it's like a mini Nessie. It's a long neck, comes up out of the water.
It's
And
not
like-
an Ogopogo.
Nope.
It's a Nessie.
And it hisses at them, and it eats pigs. I'll get to that.
What?
That'll be the
All right.
last one. So it's never attacked a person, but
At
it
first-
has hissed at people and made a scene.
At first, you had my attention, and now you have my interest.
Like
Yes.
otter.
I'm going to need to.
Sounds like an otter. Will, what kind of otter have you seen that eats a pig?
And it's 20 foot long.
Okay.
They
You gotta
must have
speak
some
up there,
weird-
William.
Isaac,
weird
you're going to need to
odds in
tell
Nebraska.
us. You're going to have to specifically tell me, and for the benefit of our listeners, this pig story.
So, I'm going to level with you before they get the pig one. I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to describe it to you one more time before I get to the pig one.
All right.
Its neck generally protrudes from the water 3 feet,
Okay.
2 to 3 feet, which is pretty far
Okay.
for
But it's
any kind of swimming animal.
true, but it's only 20.
It
It's 20 feet
always
long.
opens its mouth and hisses.
It's an otter.
Hisses.
I've had an otter hiss at me,
Was it 20 foot long?
but it was 3 feet out of the water.
Okay, well,
Was it walking on water?
I'm going to get to a story, and if you could tell me an otter can do this, I'm going to buy you a drink. Anyway, so that's what it does is, you understand? Oh, my Lord, Isaac, what happened? Yeah. I appear to have lost the last story.
There must be some tree frogs here in the Open What You Think
Duck in the
podcast.
studio.
Quick, tell a story.
So we were smoking cigars tonight with our buddy Rob, and he was in a really cool band before, and I can't say the name of the band because it's not PC. Isaac, back to you.
So the last sighting of Rocky was in the 1900s. It's like 1937. And this guy, I don't know his name, George Shrinks. Let's just call him that.
Stuart Little.
No, this is a real story though. And
It's not a fake story.
I mean, it could be. I mean, I wasn't alive back then, but what's he showing you? What's he showing you?
The name of Rob's band. I can't say it.
So he was next to the lake. He watched this 20-foot long sea creature come up, unhinge his jaw, and grab one of his hogs and swallow it whole.
So it's like a snake.
We don't know.
Doesn't
It
sound like
unhinges
something-
his jaw.
So all this,
An anaconda.
and this was the last time I was seen. I think it was 19.
The Aztecs brought a
That's a
anaconda.
cattle.
1943. Sorry, I do have it wrote down here. That was the last time I was saw. So they thought seen.
Son?
They think it probably died of old age. They're thinking maybe it was a gator because gators hiss, right? Gators hiss.
Yeah.
Maybe a gator.
You
made
don't have
all the
gators
way-
in Nebraska,
Hey,
Will.
hey,
You're like, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, we do have gators in Nebraska, actually.
What?
Look it up.
Why?
do you have Aztecs in
Bluff.
Nebraska? Hey, do you have Aztecs there?
No.
Oh,
They got otters, though.
we got both, mother.
Wait, you actually have gators in Nebraska?
Yeah, look it up. In Scotts Bluff, I think it is, at the power plant.
So there was actually
the heck?
reports
What,
of
like
is
in the
that like-
warm water?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's like a power plant just north of here, a little ways where like there's like almost tropical fish because it stays like 70 degrees almost.
What?
So there
Yeah,
is
that is true. There's like some Amazon fish in the Rice Lake Reservoir.
Yeah.
so there is pre-1900s stories of alligators being up here. Sorry, Hick.
He drank a little too many beers.
A 20-foot long gator, but they do hiss though, obviously, right? And they can open their mouths up very big.
Yeah, but that would be like, I mean, a 20-foot long
So-
gator.
Saltwater crocodile.
A
The
20-foot
first-
long gator
like
would
gar.
be like 200 years old.
Do this math for me quick, Ty. You're a lot smarter than me. 1867 to 1943.
It did.
That's like
That thing's
65 years.
That's
or
old
so.
as shit. No, that's when they seen it.
That's a reptile. Yeah, that's okay.
It's like maybe
Reptiles
it's just a snapping turtle.
Not like it's a
No,
tortoise.
no, hold on. To be fair, if it was a gator and it was giant and then lived for another 65 years,
Of a hogs.
that would make sense. Like it got to be a 40-year-old
Jason,
gator.
how long
and
do
then
gators live
lived
for?
To be 110.
Jason!
I mean, I feel like reptiles, for the most part, and correct me if I'm wrong,
You're wrong.
they kind of just live forever until they.
They live
Yeah,
longer
no,
than
no,
So
no.
alligators
Oh,
will
oh,
live like 30 to 50 years in the wild and maybe 70 in
So it could,
Yeah,
it could
so
be a
it's not a
gator.
no.
That's like
maybe
70
he
years.
said.
Yeah, maybe.
He said
Yeah.
maybe like
Yeah,
it was a
the
drastic
miracles
thing.
of modern technology.
What about snake? What about
You
big
can
snake?
make that same
Big
argument for
snake?
people.
Anaconda. Type
It's
in
30
anaconda.
to 50 and maybe 70.
What about a big snake?
A big, but here's the thing. It
Snakes can come up the river just as easy as a gator can.
Anacondas are like 10 in the wild, 30 in captivity.
Gar, darn
All
it.
right. So
I have no idea
A
then.
snake alligator.
I'm going to be honest.
So okay,
I am going to hijack this.
no, you're not, because we're 18 minutes and 52 seconds.
No,
and,
Seriously,
so you're
Josh.
not gonna hijack this.
Seriously.
We're gonna have to go another part episode. So the other thing, we're gonna drop a little spoiler here. There's giants, maybe.
Oh,
Was there? But we're not
I
gonna
was
bring that up.
supposed to talk about that.
We're not gonna bring that up. So Isaac brought up the whole
Did I miss that part, Ty?
Yeah, that's okay. So most of this episode was about
shit.
the monster that might live in Rock Lake.
Tell her I was supposed to bring up Machu Picchu.
That's
I
all
was
right.
supposed to bring up all
That's all
this.
right. That's all right. We'll bring it up in another episode, buddy. That's okay. You've had a lot of beer. So we'll just ask around the table, what do you guys think of that, I guess, lake monster? We'll start with Will.
I think it was an otter or a log.
So you thought a log ain't a pig.
Yeah.
All right. That's all right. I'm gonna skip around the table. Fuck you, Josh. I'm going to Jason.
Oh,
Okay, going off what Will said, like I've seen some like
A log?
Yeah, it's a log.
Some timber snakes like that just kind of like come up and get
Okay.
stuff.
20 foot long.
Yeah,
Ask Isaac, Tyler.
I'm going to go to Josh next, actually.
Art.
I'm going to be honest. A lot of the Native American mounds that are built have to do with water creatures. Actually, there's one here in Madison that is what they refer to as a water panther.
Will just shit his pants.
that was the water panther in here.
That's a water panther.
There's clearly a spirit fighting its way out. And if it's
He's
just
hungry.
if it's just fighting its way out of Will's butt or fighting its way to eat a hog, that's up to the spirit. So I'm going to go with creature.
All right, Isaac, what do you think?
I miss a lot of stuff in my podcast. I was supposed to talk about Machu Picchu and a bunch of other stuff.
God, that stinks.
Yeah,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
not me,
Dude,
baby.
I think
That's
Peru
not
is
me.
like not quite in the Midwest though.
No, it's on that same level, whatever your name is.
All right,
Who
what
is
do you
that?
think? What do you think?
Oh, yeah, I think it's totally legit, whatever I'm talking about. It don't matter.
All right, I'm Tyler Quinn. I think this podcast needs to end. This is Up What You Think. We are drinking Dead Guy Whiskey. We're drinking Corbel Hams. We got some Pecatonica beer. We got some Bush. Will's got a Bush. And some Dirty Martini mix with some gin. Thanks for sticking around for this two-parter. If you hear us right now, Josh's Venmo code is
3.
That doesn't make sense. It's WITK booking. I think our Venmo
3.
code is. If you listen to this whole podcast, we'll send you like $2. Thank you. Have a good night.